Okay, what's going on? Marvel's Avengers War Table 2. This is July's War Table. We should be getting... I want to say this is going to be not the make or break for me, but this is definitely going to be an event that I'm going to be very much paying attention to. Thor's gameplay in the first one was pretty interesting. I had some ups, I had some downs with it. Like, I like the combos. The AI, the graphics is what's kind of like making it weird for me. So this is what I'll get back to the combat here in a second, but the graphics for me, it feels like every item is the same. Like their shirt, like for example, Thor's t-shirt, he's in the rain at that time, and there's like graphical folds in it, and it just all looks the same, hard and wet or whatnot. And I think it's throwing me off a little bit. The way the motion is throwing me off. Like the combos look good, like when Thor hits, it does the pause, so it makes you feel satisfied and stuff like that. We still got 15 minutes, so we're good. But I am going to chat about this first one, the first War Table, particularly Thor's gameplay. But anyways, so yes, that looks satisfying, and the combos look good. You could tell that the player was getting caught up in some attack loops from the AI that like he wasn't really ready for, or the flow of the combat, it broke. You could tell with those grabs, and it has the red circle, so it's probably either a dodge or some type of block or unblockable attack. But so the combos look good. The way he was like flying up all over the helicarrier, that looked pretty good too. That kind of gives me the perspective that there's a shot too you also see where it's a big canyon. So that gives me the perspective that these levels are going to be a big sandbox type area to play around with, and then once you get Destiny style almost. That's how I feel personally. Division 2 maybe, where it's an open world at first, but then once you get into a certain thing, it'd be the mission, like temple, or the challenge basically. Potential bosses, like I could see boss fights getting really cool. Another thing they were talking about combat was synergy attacks. Thor did some sort of Odin thing, and it makes friends around you invulnerable. It's like the Odin force or whatever. So okay, that's cool. What about could we see synergy attacks like Iron Man hitting Captain America's shield? Bing bing. And it ricocheting around everywhere, which would be great. I hope so. So what it reminds me, yo Rux, I see you, dog. This is perfect. You know what it is. It's Avengers time, man. Avengers Assemble. But that's what I'm looking for. What it looks like to me, Ultimate Alliance 3 just dialed up to 20. Close in, third person. Each character's got their own moves. You want to level them up. You want to grind for the gear. You want to... And they were talking about the movesets being particular. So my Thor, for example, this is what they say. We got 10 minutes. Let's just kind of run through it maybe. Like, my Thor will play different than your Thor because... We'll just read this. My Thor will play different from your Thor because you're going to want certain attacks. So whether it's throwing Mjolnir a lot or just wielding it and using maybe electric attacks would be like energy or magic or whatnot. Didn't even know this was happening today, but I'm so interested, man. Awesome, dude. I'm really glad you're here. I was literally thinking earlier, I'm like, dude, Rox, you're the ideal. You're the ideal viewer for this. For me, So yeah, the combat does look good. I mean... he's got a little dodge. He does look super weighty. I was gonna say the camera angle's a little messed up, but it's just because the helicarrier's like crashing. So, like, okay. Plus he's wearing civilian attire, so maybe he'll look cooler with a cape and whatnot. Flying, man. He's moving around, like the environment is just kinda super wide open and you can pick and choose your targets. I read an article today, they were literally saying Destiny / division type. See, and this is kind of what I was talking about a little bit earlier about Godfall, in a sense. Neo kind of does it. Neo 2 kind of does it. It's this multiplayer gear grind that's not so, I don't want to say soulless, but just disconnected like Diablo. Like Diablo can get real just button mashy type of gameplay, but with this combo system, Destiny would be probably the best way to describe it, but it's a shooter. Think Destiny, but melee combat. That's what Godfall is going to do. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. Flying around is an interesting thing too. Like for the characters to be able to fly around, Hulk was probably going to be jumping. Black Widow's probably going to be shooting her wire. Maybe, you know what I mean? So just that alone, like that says a lot about the game, I believe. Unlike Ultimate Alliance 3, it's very just kind of simplistic. You know, you're just kind of running through levels. You only have 4 different attacks, so. Rock says that hammer comment gives me Destiny vibes. Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot that Destiny character has the hammers there. The carpenter's gonna try to catch as much as possible. Alright, buddy. Yeah. No worries, brother. Little Avengers. I was trying to convince you earlier, Jesse, of this. We'll go widescreen. Let's see how much time we have left real quick. 8 minutes, no worries. So yeah, definitely Destiny vibes. Destiny's a great game too, not gonna lie. I know I have my qualms about it, but it's good to go. It's doing great things also right now within the community. It is always a game I do think about going back to, but I mean with this game, man, this is like my bread and butter right here. I could talk about this all day. And then Rocks, also don't forget later in August, I want to say late August, that is the Fandom for DC. So big superhero event stuff happening for video games. Batman Death of the Family Interactive just kind of hit, which is cool. It looks like they just reused a bunch of footage from Red Hood, but whatever. And then they kind of added in, maybe you get to pick like, oh, let's save Robin. But yeah. Yeah, Thor gameplay looks dope, and that's what I mean. Like everything just looks the same. The metal, the skin, the clothes, and something about the lighting. So I want to show you a piece real quick. In the beginning when Thor shows up, they kind of make him all badass, and they don't show his face, you know? And then what he does, you're like, okay, his boots, who's that? Oh, it's Donald Blake, that's Thor's. Oh, what? Hammer? Oh, the hammer that's been there for who knows how long in this game, in a sense, because the Avengers broke up. And then this is what I dislike. Okay, it doesn't even show his face, so it's like building it up, like, ooh, and there's electric, and then boom, and it's just gone. That's what I don't like. Like, that is the weird, uncanny, like, that should have been a stop, slow-mo, something like, oh man, this robot has been attacking people or whatever. Like, look how Thor just takes it out with one blow. That's just me, personally. That's the weirdness that I'm seeing in this game. When Thor flies around, I think it just showed it right there, actually. When Thor flies around and slams into the ground, it's just like, not that good. Like, it's not connecting on some levels. Alright. Early build, though, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. No doubt. Alright, let's get started. Tweet this out. And my fellows at Twitter, maybe go like it. Iron Man looks awesome. I can't wait to play as him. I think especially. Avengers War Table. That's so cool too that they call it War Table. War Zones, so there's going to be like challenges and stuff, and it literally reminds me of Ultimate Alliance 3, just much better graphically. Plus, it's Marvel. They're not gonna let this. You know, I guarantee they already have a plan to get this to next-gen consoles. That smack when he first gets his hammer in that cutscene does look awkward, almost unnatural. Yeah, it's just too quick. Like, I was expecting a little bit better build-up. He seems like he's hard to get moving to sometimes, like where he's facing, if that makes sense. Like, I'm thinking about the feel on the controller. But it's Thor though, so you're gonna have different playstyles for different scenes. See, okay, all right, he got hit and he gets hit again. This is that combat loop I was talking about. I think he gets hit again right here too. That's cool. Boom! The electricity is great. I'm loving that. These little finishers are cool. Just imagine if, you know, you're playing with your boys and he's Hulk, like, yeah, I saw that. Literally, it reminds me of Iron Man 2 when him and Rhodey are going in on those robots. And he's like, you see that? You see that? And he's like, yeah. Yeah, so great. All right, the flying is very cool. Not gonna lie. So the same dude who did Kratos' hammer, or Kratos' axe, did Thor's hammer animations. 330. So that in itself is interesting. Like, okay, see what I mean about the folds? They just look attached. And that's not a... That's throwing me off. Like Captain America's gear, I remember when I first saw it, I was like, that is a weird... I don't really mind about the faces. Like, this isn't the MCU. I've seen enough different types of Marvel stuff, the shows, the movies, cartoons, comics. I mean, there's a bunch of different iterations that I'm kind of used to. So seeing this, it doesn't really throw me off, I guess I would say, as some people, because some people are still fresh off the minds of the MCU. So I do get that. I do get that. I do see whatever it is they're seeing as well. The faces don't throw me off. Well, it's because you're initiated, Rox. That's why. That's why they're devil. Yeah, Iron Man looks good. Hulk looks good. Where are we at here with the mouse? There we go. See, this looks so cool. The flying. Okay, and the spinning, great. The numbers, I probably will take those off personally. See, that looks sick. So you can have Mjolnir with like ice powers or gamma powers or something powers. Like, dude, this just looks so fun. I did not see anybody talk about this in the Twitterscape. Yeah, the shirt on Thor and the cap armor does look weird though. Right. Still keep in mind though, it is an early build. They are going to release beta. This is the info that they're going to be releasing today is beta stuff. So if you pre-order the game, you get the beta like next week for PlayStation, and then Xbox gets the week after, and then the week after that, everybody gets it for free for a weekend. And then I believe it comes out, you know, a few months after that, so they'll kind of dial down on the polish and see what's going on there. But I think that's cool that everybody's going to get to play it. And they're going to show like what's in the beta, so they'll interest more to people, you know, people to buy it, people to pre-order it. It's Marvel, man. They know what they're doing. But though, seeing Thor fly and all that stuff gives me Anthem stuff, and I remember playing the beta on Anthem, and I loved it. And then it came out, and then I played the alpha, I played the beta, I pre-ordered it early and got the whole expensive edition, and look where that game's at. BioWare. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Alright, 37 seconds. This is cool. And the grind, I feel like this game is going to give me a good grind. Because I feel that leveling up grind in Ultimate Alliance 3, and it does satisfy me. The Division's grind satisfy me. Destiny's grind did not satisfy me, but I like the gameplay and what they had going on and stuff. But alright, cool. Here we go. MODOK, main villain. I bet he's gonna become a villain. Oh shit. Post 4K version afterwards. Solid, solid.
In times like this, when it all seems hopeless, that's when we've got to stand strong. You struggle against the unstoppable tide of progress, Avengers. I will rid the Earth of superpowers, even if it has to end with me.
And you just watched Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics Avengers War Table stream.
We actually got a lot of gameplay. We got a lot more information than anyone was ever expecting.
MODOK was announced as the villain.
Aim help you.
Destiny's Grind needs fixed.
That's 100% MODOK. Oh, it's MODOK!
But I also like that they're taking it a step beyond
Nice, Rock's
the
getting
MCU
reinterested in
movies,
it.
where it's like, hey, here's MODOK, here's AIM. Like, that's exciting to me. That
AIM,
we're not
yep.
just fighting Ultron again.
Yeah, I like this.
Dude, this is crazy. So each mission is going to be based on that certain Avenger.
There is a lot.
That's gonna be cool.
A lot to this game. Customization,
Oh, they've played
skills.
The many customization options, play how you want to with each character.
I like the idea of my, Black Widow will handle differently than someone else's Black Widow.
You need a robust customization system. And I do think that that is what this game is going for.
I'm in. Like, this looks awesome. I want to play this. I want to get into this.
The thing that seemed the coolest about this across the board was just the breadth of modes you could get into.
I didn't know we were getting so much from this live stream. This is crazy.
Co-op and Warzone.
Online co-op, it's going down.
Yeah.
What speaks to me is the amount of characters in this, the amount of like references and hidden things, costumes.
There's too much. I can't even process all this right now.
Yeah, that was something I
in.
was thinking
I'm
earlier.
in.
Was like, man, there's a lot happening on the screen, and that's where it like kind of, I don't know, that's questionable. Need to think about it.
Welcome to the July Marvel's Avengers War Table. First off, a huge thank you to everyone who joined our first Marvel's Avengers War Table last month. And extra thanks as well for telling us what you like and what you want to see in future shows. We are reading your posts and comments, so please keep them coming. Since then, what we've heard from you most, other than where's Hawkeye, is when's the beta? We'll start with breaking down everything you need to know about the beta. Then, we'll share a glimpse at how our game will expand after launch, starting with our first post-launch hero, and we'll have a few surprises along the way. This is beta.
All right. Yeah, what's not to, this looks so fun. Old school suit. All right. Danger room stuff.
The beta opens with the entire Golden Gate Bridge demo, dropping players into the middle of the chain of events that led to the 8-day disaster. This is 25 minutes of gameplay and a great introduction to how each hero plays and how combat and traversal work.
Traversal.
We built the Golden Gate Bridge sequence to be this roller coaster ride of an experience with huge set pieces, tons of combat and traversal,
cool.
and a Taskmaster boss battle. It's also a chance to try out many of each of the heroes' special combos, heroics, and specific moves. From there, the beta starts to open up just like the full game does, giving you new single-player hero missions and eventually single-player or co-op war zones to discover. As Kamala and Hulk, you'll travel to the dense forests of the American Pacific Northwest on the trail of the Olympia Archive, the last known location of Jarvis. This is another example of a hero mission showcasing Hulk's destructive capabilities. Later, you'll take the Quinjet to a remote war zone in the frozen Russian tundra called Missing Links to uncover S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets hidden deep underground. We chose these missions for the beta because they feature a diverse mix of locales, from wide open spaces for you to bound through and explore, to underground aim complexes bristling with high-tech security and some, let's just say, smashable interiors.
Okay.
You can expect heavy resistance whichever beta missions you play, including a showdown with Abomination.
What you got there, Cricket?
You should test everything that you've learned so far. It was really important for us to create a beta with a variety of experiences that show off the epic scale of the game. So these missions give you a look into the world of our story and our characters, which sees a young Kamala Khan stepping up against AIM.
She looks cool.
To reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes when the world needs them the most.
Looking sharp, guys.
Combined, the Golden Gate Bridge sequence and these hero story missions make for an already good-sized beta. But because Marvel's Avengers is all about the team, we knew that we needed to give you even more than that. Once you complete the single-player story content, you'll have 4 different heroes to choose from to play in some great war zones and harm rooms that we've handpicked for the beta. They are Iron Man, Kamala Khan,
The 4
Black
base ones,
Widow,
probably.
and Hulk. And that means you don't have to pick just one. You can play them all.
So no Captain
As you
America,
progress
no
through the
Thor.
beta, you are given access to the Helicarrier, Jarvis, and the War Table, where you can play 4-player co-op in 3 different types of missions: harm rooms,
Okay.
war zones, and drop zones. Let's start with harm rooms.
Danger
Our
rooms.
holographic augmented reality machine rooms, or harm rooms for short, are virtual training simulators where heroes can take on waves of increasingly difficult enemies either solo, with a team of companion AI, or with up to 4 live players.
Awesome.
You begin in the harm room training mission, which runs you through the paces of learning to control a hero. From there, you unlock 3 harm challenge rooms to test your teamwork. Bring your best hero build to see if you have what it takes to complete all 3. Harm challenge rooms are a great place to hone your combat skills both individually and as a team. While anyone can play the game, you'll need to focus and work together to make it into the most elite spaces. How many can you and your team complete? You can track your progress, and once you finish, you earn a nameplate that carries over to the full retail version of the game, showing that you not only played in the beta, you excel. Once you reach this point in the beta and have an operational war table, you can also go online and tackle a series of war zone and drop zone missions.
They are making it.
We talked a lot about
Sounds
co-op
so
and war
cool.
zones in the first Marvel's Avengers war table. But to recap, war zones are missions you can play with up to 4 heroes you've unlocked as companion AI with 3 other players, or a mix of both. There are 5 beta war zones to play and a wide variety of AIM enemies to take down, including a range of human and robotic foes.
That is crazy.
The first thing you notice is how each hero's traversal is true to the hero.
Here we
Flyers
go.
like Iron Man approach from the air with Hulk picking up momentum as he bounds forward.
That's cool. Unlimited flight.
Kamala and Black Widow may be on foot, but they both have unique traversal abilities
Very
to
cool.
grapple
Give
and
me
swing,
Spider-Man.
throwing themselves in the air and even chaining together swings to increase speed and cover greater distances. You'll always have the
Ooh.
objective in your upper
That's
left
what I'm
heads-up
talking
display,
about.
but that's just telling you half the information. Trigger tactical awareness to see
17.
everything that's available to do in a mission.
Yeah, lots of
For
content
instance,
just for beta.
that right there
For sure.
is what we call a
And once
POI,
you hook,
or
that's
point
why.
of interest.
It probably has an addictive.
This POI
asset
is a
about it.
bunker. Bunkers usually have small environmental puzzles that unlock a door once they're solved, and there are usually goodies inside like gear, resources, and also collectible comics.
Yes, dude.
Missions on the war
I'm
table
so
can take
about
as
this.
short as 10
I'm very
minutes
much about
and as
this.
long as 2 hours. Drop zones are among the smaller,
awesome.
more focused versions of war zones, and they almost always have a single objective. The beta drop zones are designed to let you and your team drop in for a single hit-and-run encounter, and in the full game, they're great for earning gear or leveling heroes. Whether you play with friends or with your companion AI team, you get in, you get out, and you're done.
Nice work.
And it's metal. It's easy to make metal.
We built
look.
the beta to let you sample many of the different
There's
types
a
of
lot of
gameplay and
particles, like a
systems
lot of
that you'll find in a
debris.
full game. The beta includes missions built for different players and power levels.
Forward
And as you build your heroes, you will find that you can take on increasingly ambitious missions. Progression is one of the main systems in the full game, and the beta delivers a taste for earning experience and leveling up your Avengers. In the beta, you'll have access to one of 3 starting skill pages for each hero. The others open up when the game launches. As you earn experience, you level up, and each level grants you a skill point. You spend these to unlock skills and shape what each of your Avengers can do. In our first Marvel's Avengers War Table, we talked about heroics and ultimates, and we teased the Hulkbuster.
Nice.
The Hulkbuster is Iron Man's ultimate, and you can use it in the beta. Right off the bat, you'll see it as a powerhouse of, well, power.
Turns Iron Man to the Hulk.
Hulkbuster comes equipped with rocket-propelled melee attack combos and overpowering dash attacks that can literally sweep enemies off the battlefield. You can access Hulkbuster's rocket-propelled punches, rocket-propelled gauntlet cannon, including an extra powerful repulsor blast and leap and slam attack, and the ability to sustain tons of damage.
Look at that.
There are also some alternate deployment methods. I will leave that to you to discover in the beta.
Is it over?
You will also earn gear as you play, and as you level up, you'll have access to better gear with more powerful perks. And that is just in the beta.
I know.
In the full game, you have 3 skill pages and extensive gear to dial in your perfect playstyle and build out your Avengers roster to play your way.
Support, assault. Oh, and it had subclasses.
Speaking of your roster,
of each of those.
During our first Marvel's Avengers War Table, we mentioned that playing with your companion AI was a great alternative if you prefer your superhero game solo. But there's a very good reason why we like them so much. These are your heroes playing alongside you on your team that you've unlocked and you are leveling. So let's say you start the mission as the Hulk. The game then adds your Iron Man, your Black Widow, your Kamala to your party. The heroes in your party are using the skills that you've unlocked and the gear that you've equipped, which you can then mix and match to create a tailor-made party composition that plays the way that you want to play.
I like those little finishers.
This is a great way for a solo player to play as a team in the full game and in the beta. Team composition matters in Marvel's Avengers. Building out a team with pure or hybrid melee and ranged builds allows you to do a lot more with what you have.
Iron Man looks awesome.
This was a quick overview of the beta. It is a big experience with more than 20 combined co-op and single-player missions, and 4 heroes with a small taste of the customizations, outfits and upgrades, and even some secrets you'll have to discover by yourself.
Look awesome. Man. I'm about it. Yep.
From the very start, we planned Marvel's Avengers as an experience that grows with you as you play. The heart and soul of that is each Avenger, and as fans ourselves, we've handpicked some of our and your favorite heroes to join the team after launch. Heroes like this.
Hawkeye, Spider-Man. No, not Spider-Man.
To any surviving Avengers, should we lose the fight ahead of us?
Hell yeah.
Should everything be lost, then know
yeah.
this.
Oh, that's awesome.
The key to saving our future lies in the past.
Oh, he's bomb.
Clint? Well, I guess that explains the shock arrow. And the bow. And the sea of
Making him
emotions.
cool. That's what's up. He's no slouch. Clint Barton is no slouch.
You asked for him, and we're thrilled to bring him to you. When we started working on Hawkeye, the first thing we did was find the best comics and pull ideas that would fit into our post-A-Day universe. One of our favorite runs is writer Matt Fraction and artist David Aja's My Life as a Weapon, and we've taken some exciting ideas from it. So much so that Hawkeye has his own in-depth story mission chain, and it is unique from the main campaign because it can be played in co-op or solo, whichever you prefer. Hawkeye is your first look at how the expanding world of Marvel's Avengers continues to grow after launch. The Reassemble campaign is the story of Kamala reuniting the Avengers against the current AIM threat. On top of that, you get 6 heroes with the game at launch, each with skills to upgrade, gear, and outfits to earn and unlock. But after that, you enter the ever-present Avengers Initiative. This is where you extend the experience as the Avengers, protecting Earth from all threats and incursions. Both the ones coming on day 1, and where new heroes, new missions, new regions are all accessible with your entire team roster, either solo, with AI heroes, or online with other players. August is Marvel's Avengers Beta Month. We are ready and eager to play alongside you throughout August in the lead up to launch on September 4th. As you play, you generate tons of feedback for us to improve the tuning and playability, and we learn more about what else we can do as we grow this game's world to be the superhero fantasy you've dreamed of living. That's why we can't wait for you to get started and play what we've been playing. When you get your hands on the beta yourselves, dive into the story, jump online and play with friends, all starting on August 7th through 9th on PlayStation 4 and PC and Xbox starting August 14th. The beta is meaty, but it's only a small part of the finished game. Enjoy a full-length campaign, more than 80 war zones, more than 50 enemy types, new configurations of harm rooms and challenges updated regularly, and even more later game mission types that we haven't even revealed yet, such as hives and boss lairs. The longer that you play the game, the more it grows and evolves as we add new characters like Hawkeye, add new story content and regions, all at no additional cost.
What? No additional cost?
Oh, and one more thing.
What?
We're also excited to reveal that we're working with Epic Games and the Fortnite team. So when you finish the Marvel's Avengers beta, you will earn the Hulk Smasher's pickaxe with bonus Hulkbuster style in Fortnite. For more details, visit Fortnite.com. Thank you for joining us for another Marvel's Avengers War Table. We'll be back with more news and probably some more surprises before then. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the beta.
Alright, very cool. That's cool that they're added in Hawkeye. Hawkeye's pretty cool. I always dig him. His abilities seem cool. He's like super accurate. He's a human, and he can do it all. Okay, and they'll post a 4K right afterwards. Let's just check it out real quick. Hawkeye. I like his look. I bet you'll be able to like lock on different dudes and be like, ba 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 ba. Enemies evolving, maybe not to your playstyle, but just 80 war zones? That is insane. That is so cool. Yeah, that beta has a lot of content, but that's going to be the base mold, guarantee it. That's going to be the base mold of what the game is going to be. And then it's just going to be kind of like grinding for the rest of the time. But where the replayability comes in is not only the grind, but the different characters, because you're gonna want to play as the different characters. Hulk's shirt looked cool, where it's tattered up. That was sweet in game. And once you lock on that first character, I bet you could play for a long time, and then you're gonna tell yourself like, all right, I'm tired of this character. Like, so let's start a new character. They're still equally good characters, even if you're biased towards one. Like, say Iron Man. You know, you're gonna play Iron Man for so long. You're like, let's try out Thor. He still has a flying ability, just in case you want to stick to the flying capabilities, whatnot. Or you want to be like, I want to straight melee dudes. Hulk. Hawkeye, stay in the back. Hawkeye's gonna be a support character. Holy shit. Yeah, it looks good for the most part. There's still some beta looking stuff. Just a bunch of screenshots. don't forget about Hawkeye. 3 other ones. Adding more later, probably when it goes into the next generation. They're like, alright, let's give them 4 extra ones that they can unlock. That'll about give us time. By that time, we can use all this beta money that we receive, and we can like use that money to produce more characters and more content for free. Right? All the data they're gonna get from the beta. I mean, it happened with Anthem. I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen, but that looks cool. Taskmaster boss battle. See, I feel like they're hyping up. Also, they're planting seeds also for later iterations of some of these characters in the movies, because I have a feeling a lot of people might get this game. Think about young kids in general. I mean, I'm an adult, I play video games, but I mean, even for this game like looks awesome. I mean, top, most anticipated with Cyberpunk and all that other stuff. But I would play the shit out of this. I love comics. I love the heroes. I mean, shit, you could buy this for one kid and he could play it for like until he turned like 20. It's like that. 10-year plan. But with the free content thing, they would have to release a second one before they got into any better. This is all they're showing, just a loop back at these pictures? Okay. Alright, well, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna still drop something. If it's still going. But it is just the same amount. I mean, it's cool. Gives you a little background to talk to, little something to look at. Yeah, very cool, very cool. I do wonder why, though, that there's not games like this before here. Like, why at the end of the PlayStation? Crystal Dynamics, what have they been doing? What has Marvel been doing? Square Enix is involved? I don't know. Because I think about these kind of games, also games like Godfall, even Neo, for example, like I say. But then I'm like, what other kind of themes could you put with the meat and potatoes of this melee combat looting genre and make it, you know, you could put anything on top of that. Like, for example, it'd be a perfect Darksiders games. Imagine if it was some sort of like martial arts type of like game, and it's totally possible. So I think they're doing something here that's really good. So you got combos and combat is going to feel good, and then on top of that you got open world traversing. So usually you either get open world traversing and the combat is like whatever, or it's like the combat's really good and the world is a little bit smaller because they have to put certain resources to certain things. And maybe we're just starting to see here late, like at the end of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One's life cycle, that they're just kind of getting a hold of that a little bit better, and they're implementing, okay, so we can have these big open world areas and we can have tight-knit focused combat as well, and plus you can get around on a horse or fly or get in a vehicle or whatever the case is. But yeah, you could throw a lot of themes on top of this type of mechanic, this type of gameplay loop or what have you. You could either do it, whereas in this game it's like a grind fest where you're just getting a bunch of different types of gear, or you can do it to where that's just the sole gameplay and where you go is a special type of gear, and it only has a certain amount of special types of gears. Probably more single player campaign would be the case for that, but yeah, alright guys, that was pretty simplistic. Sort of. They just gave you like, yo guys, this is the beta. It happens when? August 7th for PlayStation 4, and then get ready. So this game went from an iffy trailer, you know, you gotta get your mind into comics, like those are out there, they're wild. The storytelling is wild. So A-Day, the Avengers break up, Kamala Khan comes in, she's like, gathering the heroes back together. She's the detective. Makes for a good story, believable. I get it. She's a fangirl, so she would be wondering, hey, what's going on with the Avengers? Let's check it out. And then she gets caught up, basically. So yeah, the story makes sense. It feels like a Marvel story. It looks like a Marvel story. So far, so good. I'm liking it. There are some things where I hope it feels as good as what I think visually it'll look, but we shall see. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Catch you next time. Peace. I don't know, I gotta figure it out.